Alright, so in this video, I'm going to go ahead and show you some simple KPIs that I like to use to help you figure out whether or not you want to kill or scale. So there's only two things you want to do when you run these ads, is that when you're running them, you either scale them, meaning you spend more money on them, or you kill them, meaning you turn them off. I'm going to go ahead and show you the first one I look at is this called right here. It's called purchase ROAS, which means return on ad spend. Now this one is the most important. So this means if this one is really good, you can literally forget about everything else. You can forget about the CPC, CPM, add to cart, initiate checkout, everything. As long as this is good, you can forget about anything else. Now the reason why we look at other stuff is because those other stuff can help us increase this ROAS right here. So this ROAS right here, the only thing you want to do, this one's an anomaly right here. You can see it's 13 ROAS. It was just a glitch in the Facebook system. There's no way I got 13 ROAS in this campaign, and I'm going to go ahead and explain why in just a second. But you can see that I have a 2.6 ROAS, 2.3 ROAS, 2.2, and these things aren't really tracking that well, so I'm pretty sure they're a little bit higher. But anyways, ROAS is basically how much money you gave to Facebook and how much they gave you back. So if you spent $100 and they gave you back $228, you would get a 2.28 ROAS because they returned you with in revenue $228. So that's basically what ROAS is, and you only look at ROAS to see if it's above, at, or below your break-even ROAS. Now the videos before this, I showed you how to calculate your break-even ROAS, and that number that you got, whether it be 1.3, 1.4, 1.5, or 1.6, or any number that you got, as long as your ROAS is above your break-even ROAS, that means you are in profit. Now if your ROAS is 1.4 and your break-even ROAS is also 1.4, that means you broke even, you did not make money, but you did not lose money. Now if the ROAS is below your break-even, that means you lost money. But yeah, that's the first thing you look at in your campaign or your ad sets, and that's basically showing you which interests are doing good and everything like that. Now purchases, obviously this is another number. It just tells you how many sales that you got that day, and it's directly correlated with your ROAS because the more purchases you get for the least amount of dollars spent, that means your ROAS is going to be higher. Now cost per result, I like to go ahead and show you this because I'm going to go ahead and prove to you there's no way I got a 13 ROAS on this campaign right here, and it's either a Facebook bug or there's one person that somehow bought $1,000 of inventory or $1,000 worth of my products, but I don't think that happened that day. Actually, I lied. I actually do remember what happened that day. So one person from this campaign actually spent around $1,500, and it gave me a really high ROAS because one order $1,500. Even if I spent $100 that day, I got back $1,500. That's 15 ROAS already. But you can see right here, the cost per result was only $25 per purchase. So that means every time I spent $25, I got one purchase back. Now, if your product is, let's just say $30, that means you're spending $25 to make back $30. You're like, oh yeah, I made $5, which is incorrect. You still have to pay for the product cost, and the product cost for this product is around $7. So technically, I lose $2 every purchase. Now, just remember that Facebook ads doesn't track all that correctly, so they're actually missing a lot of purchases here. So you want to go ahead and check your UTMs as well. But you can see right here, this one for me is probably a break even. That means every time I ran it, I basically just broke even. You can see why I only spent $482 on this campaign. But the next one you see right here is $13 per purchase, $13 per purchase, and $15 per purchase. This item I'm selling for $30, but I'm getting it for $7 from my supplier. That means 30 minus 15, I still have $15 profit left, minus 7. That means every sale I'm making $7. So that day, if I go ahead and make 100 sales, I should be making around $700. But yeah, that is the cost per purchase or cost per result, and you can see why that directly correlates to some stuff right there. The next ones we look at, so you see CPC, CPM, add to cart, and initiate checkout. These things we really only look at if the purchase ROAS is not good, and we kind of go here to see why we should turn off the interest or the campaign. The reason why is because the purchase ROAS, you need purchases to get this information. If you have, let me just go ahead and scroll all the way down. If you have no purchases, your purchase ROAS is going to be 0, 0, 0, 0. Like all these campaigns right here got 0 purchases, and I'm going to go ahead and show you why. So you can see right here, the first thing I look at is if the performance is really bad. I look at the CPC and CPM. CPM means how much it costs you to reach 1,000 people. Now for me, this basically means if you're not reaching the right people, you're going to go ahead and have a really high CPM because Facebook cannot determine who or what kind of people are liking your product. So for example, if you're selling a dog product, but you're targeting back pain, that doesn't really make any sense. So Facebook's like, hey, who are you trying to target? And they're trying to go ahead and show you people, but the CPM is going to be a lot more because they're literally helping you find who has a dog but has back pain. It's just, if you're targeting the wrong people, you're going to get really high CPM. Now CPC is totally different, is that people that are watching your ad, you might be targeting the right people, but the people are not interested enough to go ahead and click your video. So, this makes sense because this is called cost per link click. That means if you show 100 people and they go ahead and not click your ad, your CPC is going to be a lot more because obviously they're not clicking your ads, so you're spending more per click. Now, if you showed 100 people for $100 and then all 100 people click your ad, that just means your CPC is $1, and it should be good because obviously everyone clicked. But yeah, you can see right here. Let me go back to the CPM real quick. The CPM, it should be around $10 to $15. Any higher or any lower is a little bit good, but any more than $10 higher is probably not good. So if you have a $50 CPM, that is not good. You can see right here the CPC is 80 cents. So anywhere between 50 cents to $1 or $1.20, $1.30, that is good CPC. That just means the people that are watching your video are also interested in the product, and they're going to go ahead and click the link. But that's exactly what it means. I'm going to show you right now exactly what it means when you scroll all the way down here. And as you can see, I have this campaign right here. I have a $2 CPC and I have a $73 CPM, and you can see I got 0 sales right here. I didn't even get to add a cart or initiate checkout. I spent $30 on it. This campaign, there's a really good reason why this was these stats. I literally did the wrong interest at that time. I was running maybe way too many stores. I was starting a campaign talking about selling a golf product when this product right here is a cat product, and I was trying to sell people that golf cat products, which obviously did not make sense. That means you can see right here, $73 CPM. No one that plays golf was trying to buy a cat product, and this $2 CPC, people were just watching it, not clicking the link because obviously they don't have a cat. So why would they click the link to buy it? But yeah, that is a very good indicator to show you whether or not you're targeting the right people, or if your ad is interesting enough or your product is interesting enough. So CPM is directly related to if you're targeting the right people, and CPC is directly related to if they are interested enough to go ahead and click to your website, which could either mean the ad video is really good or they just really need the product. But the next one right here is called add to cart, initiate checkout. These things are checking the testing phase more than anything. After that, I don't really check it anymore. But the reason why you want to check this is because when you're testing, you're not always going to get purchases, but sometimes you may get add to carts and initiate checkouts, and that shows buying intent. That means people are trying to buy, but then they might back out last second, but at least you know that these people are trying to buy in the beginning. So I'm going to go ahead and show you a testing campaign and show you how some of them have a lot of purchases, but every one of them usually has add to cart or initiate checkout. So you can see these right here, and it shows you that none of these have purchases, but after the first day, you can still spend stuff like this. You can still run these campaigns right here because there's a lot of buying pressure. Like you see right here, and right here, they both have 0 add to carts and 0 initiate checkouts. So that means you want to go ahead and turn that off just because they didn't have any add to carts and initiate checkouts. But these right here, you can see there are people interested. This one right here has 6 people that are interested in it, and then you try checking out. This is what happens when you have 0 purchases and you can't base off anything else. And like the CPC and the CPM might be good, but then there's no other data to go off of. You go off of add to cart, initiate checkout. So after the testing campaign, the first day, let's say you have 0 sales, you can go ahead and turn off 1, 2, 3, and I will also go ahead and turn off maybe even this one right here, just because there was no add to carts and it was just 1 checkout. But you can also leave it on. It doesn't really matter. Just because spending $10 a day, or in this case, I only spend $7 a day, it might not even give you a sale, but it might show you that there are people interested in buying this product. And yeah, that's basically how you use these simple KPIs to figure out whether or not your product is a winner or your product is not good, or just to find out whether or not the interests that you're running are good or not, and also the campaigns that you're running. If you are running any CBOs at this point of the video, you should not be running any CBOs. But yeah, if you're doing this, that means you're going to go ahead and use these simple KPIs to show which ones that are doing good and which ones are doing bad based off the data that Facebook provides you.